The Mavericks lead singer, Raul Malo, passes away at age 60. Cancer silences, a voice of passion and resilience. On December 8, 2025, lead singer Raul Malo of the genre-defying band The Mavericks, which combined rock and roll swagger, Latin fire, and country twang, passed away at the age of 60. After a difficult 18-month fight with colon cancer that had spread to the uncommon and severe leptomeningeal disease, LMD, Malo passed away peacefully at his Nashville home, surrounded by his wife Betty and their two young sons. The music industry was rocked by the news, which Betty originally revealed in an unvarnished Instagram post that has now received over 2 million likes and innumerable heartfelt comments. She added, "No one embodied life and love, joy and passion, family, friends, music, and adventure the way our beloved Raul did. A testament to the man whose baritone voice could ignite a dance floor with unrestrained enthusiasm or whisper a ballad into your soul. Now he will look down on us with all that heaven will allow, lighting the way and reminding us to savor every moment." In their own homage, the Mavericks described Malo as a force of human nature with an infectious energy whose disappearance left a hole in the universe that can never be filled. Malo's passing occurred only a few weeks after he was taken to the emergency room due to his deteriorating health, a clear indication of how quickly the illness had advanced. When Malo received his colon cancer diagnosis in June 2024, he responded to it with the same defiant optimism that characterized his performances. He publicly announced the news with a video from his home studio, holding a guitar saying, "This is a fight, but I've got the best team in the world, my family, my band, and every one of you who've ever sung along with us." Aggressive treatment started with surgery to remove the main tumor, followed by radiation and chemotherapy, which left him exhausted but unfazed. Scans revealed remission by early 2025, and Malo embarked on a victorious tour, singing "All You Ever Do Is Bring Me Down" to sold-out audiences who sang his name like a prayer. His voice was deeper than ever. However, cancer, that unrelenting foe, had other ideas. Malo disclosed the terrible development in September 2025. The illness had progressed to his brain and spinal cord, developing into leptomeningeal disease, an uncommon consequence in which cancer cells penetrate the thin membranes encircling the central nervous system. In an open Facebook Live, he said, "It's stage 4 now, and it's fighting dirty," with his signature strained but genuine smile. "However, I'm not finished yet. We still have a lot of living to do, stories to tell, and melodies to sing." Malo described the Mavericks' decision to cancel their final games as heartbreaking but necessary, choosing instead to undergo immunotherapy and targeted therapies at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. His 12-year wife and cast member of Private Lives of Nashville Wives, Betty, became his most ardent supporter, sharing updates that combined unvarnished optimism with unvarnished honesty. Selfies taken in a hospital with the message, "Hell we are living in, but hell hath no fury like a maverick fighting back." Hospital rooms and homebound resiliency blended together during the last few months. Malo was admitted to Vanderbilt on November 20th due to a flare-up that included excruciating migraines, blindness, and numbness in his limbs. He had brain radiation and spinal taps, which prolonged his recovery but weakened him. "The LMD is like cancer's last stand," his oncologist said in a statement to the family. "It spreads to the cerebrospinal fluid, making every treatment a balancing act between fighting the cells and protecting the nerves." Ever the performer, Malo maintained a positive attitude, planning a virtual acoustic show for New Year's, FaceTiming fans during infusions, and plucking acoustic renditions of "Oh, What a Thrill" from his bed. However, the conflict changed by early December. His immune system was too weak to fight off sepsis from an infection, which was discovered after an emergency room visit on December 1st due to chest symptoms and confusion. Malo spent his final days in the sunroom overlooking his garden pond, where he had penned several of the Mavericks' hits after being moved to hospice care at home on December 5th. He squeezed Betty's hand and said, "I'm tired, but I'm grateful," in his last moments of consciousness. "Tell the boys Daddy's going to sing with the angels now." On August 7th, 1965, Raul Francisco Martinez Malo Jr. was born in Miami, Florida. His parents were Cuban immigrants who escaped Castro's revolution in 1961 with little more than aspirations and willpower. As Raul grew up in Little Havana, surrounded by the aroma of café con leche and the sound of 3 guitars, He was exposed to his native rhythms, son cubano, bolero, and guajira, while Elvis and the Beatles were playing on the radio. Music was my first language, he said in a Texas Monthly interview from 2015. Mom sung rancheras while cooking, and Dad played rumba on the record player. Before I understood what that meant, I was multilingual. At the age of 12, Raul, a quiet child with a voice like ancient whiskey, discovered his talent by belting out Hank Snow covers at family get-togethers, leaving uncles in tears and aunts requesting encores. He was leading garage bands in Miami Coral Park by high school, fusing Latin flair with country drawl to create a sound that delighted audiences but perplexed purists. When Raul, a 24-year-old auto salesman, connected with drummer Paul Deacon, bassist Robert Reynolds, and accordionist Nick Kane in Miami's underground scene in 1989, the Mavericks were born. "We were misfits," Deacon recounted during a panel discussion at Americana Fest in 2023. Rockers performing Tex-Mex with a country flair and country musicians doing Tex-Mex. Raul's voice could sing Celia Cruz 1 minute and Patsy Cline the next, making him the glue. With songs like Hey Mercy, hinting at the hybrid magic to come, their 1990 self-titled debut on Y&T Music was a raw jewel. After signing with MCA Nashville in 1991, they had a huge success with From Hell to Paradise, 1992. Malo's duet with accordionist Flaco Jimenez, All You Ever Do Is Bring Me Down, reached number 13 on the country charts and was nominated for a Grammy for Best Country Performance by a Duo or Group. The record broke Nashville's bro-country stereotype with its Tex-Mex swing, fiddle meets mariachi, pedal steel kisses congas, selling 500,000 copies and appearing on The Tonight Show. Their masterwork, What a Crying Shame, 1994, had songs like the title track, What a Crying Shame, That Love's a Losing Game, and the bilingual Oh, What a Thrill, which peaked at number 76 country but crossed over to adult contemporary. Malo's pen crafted odes to love's folly. Malo's stage persona was a blend of Springsteen sweat and Sinatra suaveness, and his voice, a baritone velvet with a Latin lilt, bore the weight. The record won a Grammy for Best Country Record after going gold. Malo's torch song, Blue Moon from Music for All Occasions, 1995, revealed his crooner side, while Trampoline, 1998, experimented with pop edges and produced the hit song Dance the Night Away, number 4 UK. The Mavericks continued on independent mono records, releasing the Best of the Mavericks, 2000, and Eclipse, 2003, with Malo's original songs like I Don't Care, If You Love Me Anymore, demonstrating their enduring strength. Despite label upheaval in 1999 when MCA dumped them during Nashville's transition to top performers. During the 2000s break, 2000 and 2011, Malo released 2 solo albums, I Had No Right, 2006, a Latin jazz masterpiece with Arturo Sandoval, and Today 2001, which featured opulent standards like The Nearness of You. Born to Swing, 2012, which reunited in 2011, brought magic back, and Malo's All Night Long was a swing resurrection. Grammy nods went to Mono, 2015, and Brand New Day 2017, which combined Americana with Mavericks flair. Malo's renditions of Rolling in the Deep and Goodnight Saigon showcased versatility in Time, 2019, which commemorated 30 years. Malo's banter, We're not country, not rock, we're Mavericks, charmed audiences, and tours sold out Ryman engagements. He was grounded by his family. He has been married to Betty since 2013, and his charm was passed down to his boys, Mateo, Jarfe 9, and Cruz 11. On Private Lives of Nashville Wives, TV personality Betty documented their lives. Malo's optimism was fueled by his religion, which was strengthened by his Cuban ethnicity and Catholic upbringing. He helped at shelters in Nashville, using his voice to help the destitute. June 2024 saw the discovery of stage 3 colon cancer after a routine examination. Malo wrote, It's a detour, not the destination, while going through chemotherapy. By September 2025, LMD had expanded, resulting in headaches and seizures due to cancer cells in cerebrospinal fluid. In a video, he said, It's rare, it's aggressive, but I'm stubborn. Canceling tours for trials. Hell we are living in was one of Betty's posts that encapsulated the unvarnished nature. December ER visits signaled the end. Infection-related sepsis overtook him. With his boys by his side, Malo passed away at home on December 8, 2025. Robert Reynolds' tribute, Raul was our son. Every Mavericks note has Malo's passionate, multifaceted voice. Raul Malo passed away according to his own wishes, surrounded by love and with the music still playing. Raul passed away at 11:47 p.m. on December 8, 2025, in the Nashville house he and Betty had filled with guitar strings and laughter. Cruz and Mateo, his boys, were dozing off with their heads resting on his chest, cuddled up on either side of him. Betty sang the chorus of Better Today so softly that only he could hear it while holding his hand. To give them solitude, the hospice nurse had gone outside. The Christmas tree they had decorated together 2 weeks prior, when Raul still had the strength to raise the star to the top, was the only source of light. His voice continued to soar above horns and strings as if nothing could touch him, and the only sound was the faint crackle of the vinyl spinning on the turntable. Mono Mundo, the album he'd finished mixing from his hospital bed in October. When the moment came, he had requested that the album be played. His wish came true. By September 2025, the cancer that had begun in his colon in June 2024 had spread like wildfire to his liver, lungs, and, in the most terrible turn of events, leptomeningeal illness, where cancer cells were floating in the fluid surrounding his brain and spine. It stole his speech, his balance, and his grip on a guitar pick. However, his voice was never taken away by it, not at all. He would hum even when the pain was so severe that he was unable to talk. Because the song isn't over until I say it is, he said in response to the guy's question, and he continued to say it. When Cruz started having seizures, he sang to him. When the morphine caused him to lose consciousness, he sung to Mateo. When Betty sobbed herself to sleep on the couch next to his bed, he sang to her. He continued to sing until the very final hour, at which point his breathing decreased and the words, I love you more, and the tiniest smile were all that remained. Raul Malo passed away at age 60. Nashville, however, lost its pulse. The most soulful outlaw in country music was lost. The smoothest crooner in Latin music has passed away. And 2 little boys lost the father who had taught them that true men dance, cry, and never stop singing, no matter how painful it is. The Mavericks sound will never be the same. But that's Raul every time you hear a guitar weep, a horn section swell, or a voice that gives you hope that love can overcome all obstacles. The band is still in the lead. I'm still working on the 8. Refuse to let the song end even now. Maestro, don't worry. You will always have the dance floor to yourself. And since you taught us to move, we will continue to do so.